Are you curious about the tactics Watchtower uses to control its members? Discover Watchtower's control tactics, ways to resist its manipulation, and its comparison to other cults. Join me as I reveal the shocking secrets the Watchtower cult doesn't want you to know in... Thanks for stopping by. On YouTube I'm known as ExJW Curious, but my friends call me Pete. As much as reading Watchtower material still triggers me, I did it so I could bring you this video. I recently saw a video that said that Christian kids are being indoctrinated by the armor of God. It sparked my curiosity and I wondered, does Watchtower do the same thing? Now, I remember learning about the armor of God at Sunday school when I was Catholic, before I was a JW, but I couldn't remember being taught it specifically at the Kingdom Hall. So I hopped on jw.org and I searched Armor of God, and up came this Watchtower study article from 1992. I was out of the organization in 1983, so I guess I missed this one. But after reading the article, I could clearly see how Watchtower used mind control methods. I could see how they manipulated witnesses into obeying the commands of the organization. Let me tell you what I discovered. According to studies, groups like Watchtower use tactics that involve psychological manipulation. Studies show that 78% of former JWs had experienced manipulation during their time in the organization. Watchtower employs various tactics common to high control groups to influence its members. These methods include fear-mongering, information control, and social isolation from outsiders. For JWs, it's like being caught in a web where every move feels controlled and monitored. This can leave individuals feeling trapped and powerless. The result is they become more compliant to the will of their manipulator. Have you ever wondered how Watchtower manipulates its followers? Watchtower's tactics range from subtle persuasion to outright coercion. Imagine a puppeteer pulling strings, dictating every movement of its puppets. Watchtower exerts a very similar control over its followers. They use techniques like thought-stopping phrases, strict rules, and information control to maintain authority. It's like being in a maze where the path they dictate is the only way out. Watchtower's tactics leave almost no room for independent thought or action. Maybe you're wondering if Watchtower's manipulation extends beyond its organization. Yes, Watchtower's manipulation tactics can have far-reaching effects beyond its membership. Like ripples in a pond, the influence extends to families, communities, and even society at large. Research shows that tactics employed by high control groups can result in psychological harm and strained relationships. It's like a virus spreading, infecting not just individuals, but entire social networks. And we've all learned more about viruses in the last few years than we care to. Do you want to hear a surprising fact? Watchtower's tactics have been compared to those of cults like the Manson family and Heaven's Gate. The first sign of manipulation by Watchtower is extreme devotion to the organization. Another clear indication is the stubborn reluctance to question its teachings. Probably one of the most obvious is the isolation from dissenting views. It's like being under a spell where critical thinking and autonomy are suppressed in favor of blind obedience. Individuals may exhibit behaviors like avoiding critical discussions or shunning former members. One of the most obscene behaviors is defending the organization despite evidence of wrongdoing, like in CSA. Watchtowers' manipulation tactics are not just deceptive, they're destructive. Awareness and education are key to protecting oneself from Watchtowers' manipulation. In Watchtower's armor of God metaphor, the shield represents faith. But faith doesn't get you to truth. Faith allows you to believe a lie. How does one protect oneself from Watchtower's manipulation? Well, it's like building a fortress to defend against an invading army. Knowledge becomes your shield. Start by learning about manipulation techniques and understanding our own vulnerabilities. Then develop critical thinking skills and assert your autonomy. In other words, stand up for yourself and your basic human rights. Trusted friends, family, and professionals can also provide support during times of doubt or confusion. The veil of manipulation surrounding Watchtower is finally being lifted. Watchtower's manipulation tactics may raise some legitimate ethical concerns, like how they coerce elderly JWs to leave their estates to Watchtower instead of unbelieving family members. But legal consequences are less common due to the religious freedom protections of the United States. However, many lawsuits alleging emotional distress and harm have been filed against the organization. We all still have the right to hold whatever beliefs we want. But should that put us in a legally or ethically immoral situation? Worse yet, should our beliefs make us risk harm at the hands of the organization? Are you ready for another eye-opening stat? 92% of individuals who leave Watchtower cite manipulation as a major factor in their decision. Watchtower's manipulation tactics share similarities with those used by other cults and controlling organizations. We can compare cults like the Watchtower to being different branches of the same tree. While they vary in appearance, they all share the same underlying strategies for influence and control. Comparing Watchtower to other groups can shed light on common patterns of manipulation. This can be a huge help to individuals so they can recognize the warning signs for themselves. Natural selection has given us the ability to see patterns in nature. While each species is unique, they all follow similar principles of survival and adaptation. Being able to spot a cult will help us avoid their manipulation. Now, I was a JW from the age of 8 until I left the organization at 22. I left because the organization had fed me lies the whole time I was in it. This was back during the heyday of the Stay Alive Until 75 hype Watchtower had promoted. We were told Armageddon, the destruction of all non-believers, would happen in 1975. Did they ever say it in plain English? No, but they made the message very clear. I still have the 1969 Awake magazine that told me, at 8 years old, that I would never grow old in this system of things. One look at this boomer face tells you they lied to me. As a result of Watchtower's manipulation tactics, I defended the organization for decades after I left. Then I learned about the Australian Royal Commission of 2015, where Watchtower documents revealed the truth. The documents showed that Watchtower policies protected CSA perpetrators from the law. When you bring this fact up to a Jehovah's Witness now, they'll deny it. They'll say, that's all apostate lies, because that's how Watchtower has programmed them to respond. And that is the evidence of Watchtower's manipulations unveiled for you. So hit that thumbs up button and watch another video to put a smile on this boomer's face.